should hit and run, but they don't know, they don't know, they don't know. Nobody knows but us how we roll, how we roll. Nobody knows what we got but us, but us. Let them keep talking, let them believe that they know, 'cause they don't, no they don't, no they don't. Let them believe that.
Yo, what's good YouTube? It's your boy Jaden. Welcome to my channel. In this video today, we're gonna talk about day game. We're gonna talk about why most beginners fail at day game and how to fix it. So if you're a guy who wants to go out, approach women during the daytime, or if you're a guy who's already doing it and you're not doing well, this video is gonna be amazing because it's gonna teach you exactly what you need to do and how to fix all those little problems that you had. Because day game, contrary to popular belief, when you're a beginner, when you're new, it's not easy. And because it's not easy, that's when a lot of guys, they get stuck or they fail, okay? And so we're gonna go over all of that today, and I'm gonna try to make this video as short as possible and get to the point. So that's my promise to you, my friend. My name is Jaden. Today, I'm 33 years old, dating coach. I've taught over 250 guys how to meet women, how to go on dates. I have a process, a system, and I'm gonna share all that with you today, or at least as much as I can in this video, okay? And so, without further ado, let's get into the video. So here's the thing, here's the biggest issue that I see with guys who decide to go on the streets and talk to women, or go to the shopping malls, or the beach, or the park, or whatever, you know, and they're not getting laid, they're not getting girlfriends, they're not getting progress, okay? Because you have to understand, when you watch a vlog with me, when you see me approach a woman, when you see me hang out with a woman, when you see me have a girlfriend, 99.99% of the time, they come from the street. They're cold. I don't know them, they don't know me, and we start meeting, we start having sex, and we enter into relations, okay? All from the street, my friend. And so what's the difference between me and you? This is what we're gonna talk about today. So first things first, in my mind, I have an advanced mindset, okay? And I'm gonna make it very simple for you guys to understand. And I don't want you to follow this mindset, this advanced mindset, okay? So essentially what I do is, I take women out on dates. I keep my dates short, maximum an hour and a half. During that hour and a half, I joke, I flirt, I laugh, I do escalation, I look the girl in the eyes, I get into deep topics. Hey, what's up? You good?
Hi.
Hello. Enjoy the pizza. I get into deep topics. I flirt, I joke, I laugh, okay? And I make sure that I'm engaging. And within an hour and a half, what I do is I invite the girl back to my place with a fun excuse, okay? So I might say, hey, come check out my rooftop, or I have more wine at my place, or there's this new music song I've been creating. You know, come, I'll show you on my computer, okay? I make some sort of excuse, right? And I head towards my place, okay? Because I am funny, I am charming, I'm confident, I'm experienced, I'm advanced. So I structure my time and my approaching differently than what a beginner would do, because I don't need 10 hours of hanging out with a woman. I can show a woman within an hour and a half that I'm funny, that I'm charming, that I'm trustworthy, all these little things, because I'm experienced. I've been doing this for over 10 years, my friend, okay? But here's what you should do when you're a beginner, when you're new. You should not really care or think about being fast. You shouldn't think about being advanced. And you should not care, in my opinion, about, you know, whether you get laid or not. Me, on my level, I'm thinking about time, I'm thinking about energy, and I'm thinking about, okay, but if I put my energy out there, I need to get a return, and I want to, you know, have intimacy as a return, right? So I structure everything around that. But you as a beginner should do what I did as a beginner. And this is what we're going to talk about here in this video. When I was a beginner, here's what I did. Here's what I did differently. I never focused on sex. And me not focusing on sex, me not focusing on getting laid, actually helped me improve my game so much. And this is what a lot of dating coaches are afraid to talk to you about, or they don't do it because they're not knowledgeable and they're not skilled and they don't get results, right? But I was a guy who was nervous, anxious. I had approach anxiety. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know what to do. And I started out really from ground zero. So I'm going to teach you what I did from ground zero, right? So when I first started, I was like, okay, what are the facts? I'm not good at approaching. I have approach anxiety. I'm not good at talking. I can't express myself. I'm not confident. I'm not charming. I'm not funny. Basically, if I have a woman in front of me, I don't know what to do. Simple as that. I don't know what to do, right? These were facts. It wasn't even something I imagined. If I ever walked up to a girl and talked to her, this was facts. I was bad at approaching, bad at talking, bad at expressing myself. I had tons and tons of anxiety. These were facts, facts. It wasn't like something imaginary in my mind. So here's what I did differently. I said, let me focus on the basics. Let me start approaching women. Let me start putting myself out there. Let me start expressing myself. Let me start experimenting with conversation. I would watch a lot of conversation videos and I would try out different things. I would experiment. So I'm like, okay, here's actually what happened. I'll tell you. So when I was 18, that's when I started doing game on the summer break, okay, from my school, okay? So I was in school when I was 18. So in Stockholm, Sweden, you get 2 months and 2 weeks off. So basically, from maybe 5th of July until 7th of August, you're completely off, okay, from school. And so what I did was okay, I'm gonna take my summer break and I'm gonna maximize. I'm shit at this. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to speak. I don't know how to convey myself. So for me, it doesn't make sense to focus on sex. It doesn't make sense to focus on intimacy because I can't even do the basics. So what I did was, I went out every single day. I did daytime approaching. I did nighttime approaching. I did bars, nightclubs, everything. And I probably was out at least 10 hours per day. At least. Because again, summer break, I had no other obligations and so on and so forth. And I just put myself out there. I approached women in supermarkets, in malls, on the daytime, on the street. And I focused on perfecting my approach. Okay, at each approach I did, I reviewed myself. Okay, maybe I talked too fast, or I talked too little, or I didn't know what to say. And all the time I made homework for myself. So I had a journal. Each night when I went home, I would journal, right? Here's what I did good. Here's what I could improve, and here's what I'm gonna focus on tomorrow. And never was sex on my mind. Not even a single time. Not even a single time, my friends, did I ever think about sex. I just thought about improving my approaching, improving my talking, improving my eye contact, improving my body language. Okay, so I did what's called a self boot camp. Now, I help men all over the world get good at approaching, right? So if you come work with me in person, I have a 4-day boot camp, or if you work online for 2 months, I have a 2-month online mentoring program, I'm going to push you to get laid. Okay, I'm going to push you past your excuses, and I'm going to push you to get laid, okay? You understand? Because you have me in your corner, okay? But if you're a beginner, if you're not working with me, if you're not working with a coach, if you're just by yourself or with wingmen on the street approaching women, the last thing on your mind should be sex. The last thing, what you should focus on is, are you good at talking? No, okay, practice talking. Are you good at approaching? No, okay, practice approaching. Are you good at flirting? Okay, practice flirting. I remember when I was learning how to flirt, I remember having 7 different things I wanted to try out. So I went online, I read articles, I watched videos, I studied people who are great at flirting, and I was like, okay, here's 5 or 7 things I can work on today. and I would go out and I would work on those things with live women in the flesh, okay? And that's how I got good so fast. So in the period of a summer, I was completely unrecognizable. Like everyone who knew me, who hadn't seen me in school for the whole summer, they were like, who is this guy? Like he's completely changed. The way he stands, the way he walks, the way he talks. And the thing is, if you become good at talking, if you become good at approaching, good at flirting, good at texting, if you become really good at expressing yourself, communicating yourself, if you become comfortable in your own skin, you're always gonna get laid, because sex is a byproduct, okay? It's not something that you make happen, it's something that gets created when you're good at expressing yourself and putting yourself out there, and you're funny and you're charming. You see what I'm saying? Because women then are gonna be what? Attracted to you. When they're attracted to you, then you can do your thing. You know what I'm saying? That you can invite them back to your place and put yourself in a position to win, okay? And so a lot of you guys, essentially what you have to do is you have to take a couple of steps back, okay? This is your own journey. You have to take a couple steps back as a beginner and say, hey, I'm not even social. I'm not even fun. I'm not charming. I have no social skills. Focus on building your social skills first, and then you're gonna get laid as a byproduct. I didn't start out thinking, oh, I'm gonna get laid this weekend, or oh, this summer I'm gonna bang as many women as possible. That's not how I started, okay? All those years ago, over a decade ago, I was like, no, I have no social skills. Let me focus first on building the social skills. Let me get comfortable in my own skin, okay? Let me, for example, one thing that I would always focus on is when I was with a woman, relaxing my shoulders, taking it easy, chilling, okay? Making sure my voice is projecting. All these things I did on my own. I focused on my own. But it was almost like school. I had to do homework. I had to pay attention. It's called self-awareness. I had to pay attention to myself, write things down, focus on, okay, I need to work on this, I need to improve this, and that's how I got good, okay? Right? And the whole idea of working with someone like me is it's an accelerator. So you come for 4 days to Barcelona, or I fly over to your city for 4 days, and I accelerate your growth. Or you work with me online in my online mentoring program, so you don't have to spend 2 years going through trial and error to learn those things you could have learned from me quicker. You see what I'm saying? So that's the whole point of a dating coach, to take you from nothing to something, okay? To get you from not getting laid to actually getting laid faster than you would instead of you studying it by yourself for 3 to 4 years until you get the skill. You see what I'm saying? Now, that's all I wanted to say in this video today. If you like this video, like the goddamn video, comment down below, subscribe, and as always, if you want coaching, you can hit me up here, link right here, okay? You can DM me on Instagram. And the last thing I want to say is this, guys, it's meant to be fun. This whole thing is meant to be fun, and a lot of you guys, you're not having fun because you're so focused on a result, you're so focused on an outcome, that you're not really enjoying the moment. And I'm telling you, as a beginner, as a pure-blooded beginner, when I just started, all I cared about was being social and having fun, and learning little by little about flirting and about like talking to women and female psychology and all of that, and then step by step, you know. But I focused on having fun, I focused on going out a lot, and I focused on just learning to be a person that's social and fun and charming and flirty. And guess what? It worked out for me. I started to get laid a lot. And that's how I then could change my mindset and become somebody who's advanced, right? Because at a later stage, you need to, you know, not maybe try to be so fun and social, but more intentful, more about eye contact, more about escalation, right? But that comes later. You don't really need to think about all that right now, okay? Because you're a beginner. Just focus on going out, being social, and putting yourself out there and talking to a lot of women. Now, that's all I wanted to say, my friends. Like the video, comment down below, subscribe, and I see y'all, my brothers, in that next one. Peace.